We're coming to you from the Seaport, from the Boston Hope Medical Center, the field hospital that's been set up here at the Boston Convention and Exhibition Center to treat patients recovering from COVID-19. But inside, it's not just your standard care. Patients here are treated with daily doses of music. Violinist Gabriela Diaz doesn't know who her audience is. She just knows she has to play music.
The most amazing things about music is it has the capacity to be whatever you need it to be. So if you're going through a lot of really tough emotions and you don't quite know how to process them or know how to talk about them, music can be the thing that helps you access those emotions.
Diaz is one of some 100 musicians who have recorded musical performances, which are part of the treatment plan at Boston Hope, the massive field hospital at the city's cavernous convention center, housing patients recovering from COVID-19. What does it mean to you to know that this has become a very formalized part of the treatment at the Boston Hope Field Hospital?
It's like a dream come true.
Music has the ability to actually decrease heart rate. It can sync with people's respirations. You can breathe to certain types of music.
Dr. Ron Hirschberg is the chief medical officer of Boston Hope, which opened in early April to literally get patients back on their feet.
They're starting to walk 10 to 20 feet, but they're not safe to go home. And they may have some lingering problems in cardiovascular, pulmonary challenges.
As part of their recovery, he's made music key to their care. For both health and privacy reasons, we were not permitted to film inside. But Dr. Hirschberg did share these images, showing patients receiving what he calls a daily dosage of medicine by way of music.
'Cause we're in this together, oh yeah.
When you give it to people in appropriate doses, in a sense, it can be really healing.
Patients access the music either on donated tablets at their bedside or in a separate theater space where they can gather, watch, and listen at a safe distance.
Patients are actually connecting with each other through the music in a way that we didn't actually anticipate.
More than 700 patients have come through Boston Hope Hospital. Right now, 50% of them are non-English speaking, which is why it's important, doctors say, that music, like medicine, is universal.
We use different parts of our brain for different things, for language processing, for emotions, for memory, and music touches all of those.
Dr. Lisa Wong is co-director of the Arts and Humanities Initiative at Harvard Medical School. We met up with her just before she performed for some of the staff at Boston Hope. She collaborated with Dr. Hirschberg to conceive and curate the hospital's daily doses of music, administered as energy in the morning, engagement at midday, and calm in the evening.
Butterfly, butterfly, why do you fly so high? Do you think you're a bird on the wing?
By the evening calm, you need to wind down and reflect. And this is when a lot of people start thinking about their families and thinking about their futures. And so we wanted to give them an opportunity to just sort of let their minds sort of find a place of rest and beauty.
While the study of music and medicine has intensified only in the last 20 years, Dr. Wong says its heritage is ancient, as she points to Apollo, the god of both medicine and music, or just the way people around the world have instinctively flung open their windows and found solace in song throughout the pandemic.
I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up.
A traumatized patient doesn't have to speak about their traumas. Instead, they can just listen to music, and sometimes it brings out things that they could never otherwise have expressed.
Trauma is what led Gabriela Diaz to a career in music. She comes from a family of celebrated musicians, but discovered the healing powers of music when she was 16 and diagnosed with cancer.
Sometimes you don't even know how you're feeling, and then something in a piece of music can all of a sudden tap into something that you didn't even realize you were feeling. It really is sort of magical. I'm glad that people are studying it to find out what it actually is.
And that is the plan. Boston Hope, a hospital like no other with a treatment plan like no other, will now serve as a laboratory for studying the blended fields of art and medicine. Although it isn't always a science. Diaz's second submission to Boston Hope is based simply on emotion. Her choice? Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
That's the song that I think has a lot of deep meaning for many of us, just the words of the song, which are so hopeful for a day tomorrow that will be a little bit different than today and even more beautiful than the day you just had.